Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Passion to Profit Planner. I am Dr. Stacy Moore, better known as the operator, and I felt it necessary to do a walkthrough of the planner for your best and most optimized use. To tell you a little bit about why I decided to create the planner, what it actually does, who it's for, and then a breakdown of each one of the pages so that you can get a better understanding of one, why your purchase in this planner has to return an ROI, and two, an understanding that most people never proficiently use the planners that they have. I don't care even if it's the basic ones. We don't use all the components of it. We don't use all of the sections of it. Most of us don't even fully use it for the entire month, 90 days, or 365 days out of the year. So I wanted to give you every opportunity to utilize this planner to its fullest. If you received it in digital version, it's going to be available in physical uh, hard copy or maybe soft cover, but there'll be a copy available, a print copy available. And then in addition to that, there is the opportunity to have a conversation to personalize a strategy or plan for yourself based on your particular niche or your scenario. So we don't want you to come out of purchasing this planner with anything but getting the results that you want to get at the end of the 90-day cycle or putting you on the right path to do so. A little bit about me. I am known as the operator for connecting small business owners to the resources and relationships they need in order to propagate more revenue, which allows them to relax a little bit. And in this case, we are looking at your passion and how do we create profit out of that. And this is a long-term process. This is not just a 90-day commitment, but these are the milestones and steps and the guardrails that are going to help you get there. In addition to that, I'm known as the visionary that rents belief until you can own it yourself. And I am the voice for those who don't have one until they have the wisdom to know that they do. And those two things are important because many times we have big visions at some point, and either because of finances, because of lack of mentorship or coaching, or lack of what we call lack of time, or sometimes just the naysayers in our ear and the distractions, we never get to actually achieve those visions. Those visions and dreams never become realities. And I don't want that to happen to you. So if you believe in yourself enough to say, passion to profit, I've got something that I want to be profitable, if you did that, then I'm willing to back you with belief that you can make it happen. And as the voice, sometimes I have to ask the hard questions of my clients, of my peers, of my family members, or that I have to speak up for when they're not asking the questions of themselves as well. So that whole voice thing means that I'm bringing you this planner so that you can put down on paper a basic plan of how you can possibly maneuver to generate revenue in a way to track your behaviors throughout the journey and to look at the professional development is there with this, of course, but what about the personal development? What about affirmations? What about your daily habits? What about how you feel at night? What about how you feel at the end of the month? We're going to incorporate those things in here too. So why did I create the planner? Well, it goes all the way back to me having a love for planners as little as probably 9 or 10. Hello Kitty was my first set. Then in high school, it was Franklin Covey planner, and I wanted that leather planner with that global map on it. And I realized a few weeks ago that was the first time that I really had a vision for a global brand, a global business. And then going past that, moving on, I went into a sales career, and everything has had to be tracked, of course, right? We're tracking inventory, we're tracking money, we're tracking budget, we're tracking people coming in and out of doors or purchasing online, all of the things. So everything needed a tracker, and that means we need a planner, because how do you track appointments and leads and all of the things? And so going into an industry in financial services, I had to track all of those things, but I had to be really specific about tracking the money. And then having teams, different people have different habits that they've already established, and some of them haven't been introduced or exposed to a way to plan, a way to map out a path to your money. So this is how I started developing this, was for the team. And so now we say, though, I may not have any of those things. And so as I look at who's the planner for, well, the planner is designed to balance out your personal and your professional. By now, if you're somewhere between that age of 35 and 55, you've already heard about the 5 people that you hang around the most, and those becoming the people that you are like. So your environment creates that element that you stay within. So if you're elevating yourself and you're hanging out with disciplined, money making, folks that break barriers and don't live in boxes, then that's who you become. But if you're hanging out with people that don't know how money works, they don't have a strategy, they don't have a plan, they don't have discipline, that's where you're going to land as well, unless you become the leader of the pack. And at some point, another saying says, if you're the smartest one in the room, it's time to change rooms. This is a 90-day planner, because this planner is following the historic financial services world. Everything runs on quarters. We pay taxes on quarters as small business owners, and a lot of things are measured that way. So why not be consistent, go with the flow, stay in alignment with it instead of working against it? It's designed to give you a holistic view for how you're operating, tapping into the personal development as well as the professional, and making sure that we're staying revenue focused. So this planner streamlines goal management, it supports sales and revenue growth, it empowers self-reflection and affirmation. It's flexible with the scheduling options that you're going to see inside there. You monitor personal and professional development, and it inspires long-term achievement. Well, what's inside of this thing? This planner has all of these different pages that you see in front of you, and I'm just going to go through the categories or the actual pages without the bullet points, because I'm going to go in depth, because this is the overview. I'm going to go in depth about each one of these. So you'll have the affirmations, and you will have revenue drivers that you will map out on a particular page that then gets incorporated into a 90-day cycle calendar. Because you are working towards business, or working out of working full time and moving into a business, or you're attempting to generate additional revenue to support something in the future, we want to also look at cross-selling. If you're already selling things, looking at referrals from others and those people that have done business with you, as well as testimonials. Lead process, we can't forget about the leads, because people become your client or your customer only after being a prospect before. So how do we get people to notice you, and do we track that? We're going to talk about that, or we're going to track that process inside of here every single month to make sure that you have a fresh pipeline of people that are coming through. Monthly goals and the review of the month are important. In most of the planners that I see now, even in Happy Planners, when you see your month on there, you've got initial notes for you to keep track of. What are the special things that are going on for that month? Do you have birthdays, special activities, all of that? And at the end of the month, you've got a month in review. So what happened in that month? And depending on the version of it, it can get more in depth and spiritual about how you feel and how did it make others feel, and reflections in that way. And then you've got other extremes of what did the money look like, right? So we're going to incorporate that into this planner. And then you'll see the next two sections are weekly time blocking and weekly activity planning. So those are the two styles for a weekly basis that I really see most often, but different people can fit into either one. And we're trying not to box people in, we're trying to give them options with structure, right? Again, we want you to throw that straight down the lane, but we just put the guardrails up in case. And then the last thing is daily. And this daily is kind of intense. So, some people look at it and they go, oh my gosh, like if I just get this and follow this for 30 days, I'm sure that things would change. Well, let's go to where we start first.